this trough coming deepening along the east coast. Now, the ensemble mean would actually favor snow rather than rain because it's so deep, it's so far to the east at the mean. But we still have a lot of warm air coming up ahead of the system initially, which would make it pretty hard to have as extreme a scenario as this is showing. Still, just to tickle everybody's imagination, this is ensemble member 7. This is day 5, which has the low deepening over the Carolinas, with thickness staying cold enough to be all snow through the DC area. It wraps up, becomes a blizzard, and all the cold air comes pouring south behind the system. Going on down to day 6, 510 thickness coming down on us. And the gradient's even tighter than what we've had over us the past couple of days, so that'd be really brutal wind chills. To show how this shapes up with the 850 wind, when it first starts out, it doesn't look very cold. You know, you say, how can you get any snow out of that? And it may be that probably the model's still doing too much cooling ahead of that low.
No.
It's pretty hard to, the southerly flow down here, it's pretty hard to imagine the zero line getting back south of us to any degree just looking at this map. However, the 6C GFS does cool the air. Must be a lot of dynamic lift to do it. And then by the time it's bombing out going through eastern North Carolina, we've cooled off to -4 or -5, according to this ensemble measure, specific. Then we get blizzard conditions with the 850 -12 and 70 knots of 850 flow, which probably would translate down to the surface, a sustained 30, gusts of 40 to 45, and blizzard conditions. And the system last February, it almost got warm enough to change over to rain. In fact, in Patuxent River, February 5th and 6th, it did change over to rain down there very briefly. And I don't think the air behind that storm was as cold as what we're seeing on here. So, and then of course, the QPF from the storm was also impressive. And this is day 5.5, which gives us 150 to 175 melted with 2 inches to our southeast. Comma head precipitation here with the wrapping around the 500 low. Closes off there briefly, and we get into the comma head. So that would be an event on the magnitude, maybe a little bit less than what we had last February 5th and 6th. But again, I think what we'll probably see here is will be mainly a rain event east of the Appalachians, but could very easily change to snow in the end, and then the mountains west of here could get a really good shellacking out of it. That's what I think right now. As far as what the new GFS is showing, let me show that very briefly.